Do you love waking up early in the morning, struggling to figure out what to do with your hair? We've all had our share of bad hair days. Are you ready for a change? Lock it and love it with Lock and Love Salon, conveniently located at 8117 Liberty Road, Windsor Mills, Maryland. Start your lock journey today. Lock and Love's professional services and artistic designs will keep you blazing in the hottest trends while maintaining and protecting your hair. Honey, Lock and Love is an experience. Once you try Lock and Love Salon, you won't try anyone else. Lock and Love offers starter and maintenance locks, fox locks, detox, shampooing and conditioning, lock treatment, lock extension, coloring, and much more. Sorry, but Lock and Love doesn't accept walk-ins. What are you waiting for? Call 410-970-3791 to set up your appointment today. Lock and Love is on Facebook, so remember to like, follow, and share.
It's your girl Pus'Her. Thank you to everyone who has tapped in tonight. And as always, I need your energy just as much as you need mine. So right now, straight off the break, I am going to ask for your participation. Throw your questions in, your encouragement, whatever is in your heart on tonight. And we are good evening. Hello. And we're going to do our best to shout you out, repeat your questions so that we can answer them as best as we can. You know me, I do not like to waste none of my minutes. We only have an hour, so we are going to get it in. As we see fit. Have you purchased your copy of It Takes One to Know One workbook and journal? If you haven't, and I know you tired of me asking you this question every week, so go get your copy of It Takes One to Know One workbook and journal in People Pusher. You can go over to pusherlife.org. You can find the office page, and those two books will pop up. So I want you to purchase your book today. There will be a book signing on January the 18th. You can inbox me on Facebook, Pushing Forward. If you are interested, it's free for you to come in. All you got to do is register, and you will get your free entry through via email. So yes, come. We're going to have fun. We're going to talk about It Takes One to Know One and People Pusher. You're going to learn a little bit about me. So bring your questions, and bring whatever. Bring you. Just come. Without further ado, I want to present to some and introduce to others and a dynamic woman, a soldier, a warrior out here doing God's work. And not only that, if you are in the chat, if you are watching, as you see, the title is I Need a Little Push. Wayne, political correct, we're saying little push. We don't need a big push. That's just that. You know, when you just on the edge and you just need somebody to just tap you. That's what we need on tonight. We need a tap. So we definitely want you to tap in on tonight. What can I say about this woman? She is an advocate, a community advocate. She does community work, great work in the city of Baltimore. She hosts her very own show on What's Up Baltimore, Conversations with Joy B, every other Tuesday. And I want you, if you haven't already, I want you to tap in. She talks about everything from politics to the doorstep, what you're doing on your doorstep. She covers everything. So I definitely want you to travel over there to What's Up Baltimore and check her show out. But on tonight, I'm normally on her platform. She's the one that's asking me all the questions, but tonight I have the privilege to reverse the roles. Like one of the shows when Nada Barber came on and She was pushing me. She flipped the script on us. So tonight, that's what I had the honor to flip the script. And this is not an interview. This is we are our family.
We are.
We definitely know what's going on. If we don't know everything, we know a little bit of what's going on in each other's lives. She know what she has gotten herself into when she accepted the invitation so quickly, and without hesitation. So she knows what she is getting herself into, and she shows up faithfully in the chat every week. And so I'm definitely grateful for her. Shout out to everyone who's thus far has been on this platform, giving someone else just a little push. And I want to shout out to you in the chat. Definitely for not just watching, but becoming participants in someone else's growth and development as you become a participant in your own. This is how you create a village. And that is what People Pusher is all about. Just a community of people pushing one another towards their excellence, towards their greater purpose, towards whatever that I am is. That's what this village is about, because we understand that we can't reach a level of success without a village. We can't reach come to a place of being whole, stable, and solid without a village. And so you are definitely a part of my village, and I am grateful. And so again, I know I'm going in and out. I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. I know that I don't normally introduce people because I can't do them no justice. So I believe that no one can speak for you better than you. And so I am going to ask that you just briefly introduce yourself to the people, or remind some of who Miss Peggy Butler is.
Yes, absolutely. So I want you to change that, daughter. I want you to change that. My name is Peggy Joyce Butler. I always use Joyce. Quick story, my mother named me after her very best friend. Her name was Peggy. I don't use Peggy, only at work. So anyway, I'm Joyce Butler. Asabi is my daughter. And I was thinking as I was riding home in the car, every time you call me mother, oh my goodness, it sounds so regal to my ears. I absolutely love it. But I'm just a servant's servant. I will get out of my bed at 2 o'clock in the morning to go and lend a hand, to just help somebody. That's what my life is about. I'm not happy unless I'm out here helping somebody, stopping, because I see somebody laying on the street and putting a blanket over them. I carry comforters in my car, and that's what we all should be about. That's just me. That's just me. I am the coolest person you ever want to
You
meet.
are.
But
You are.
yes, I'm so even keeled. But there are folks on here who will say, stop it, because I can get very, very angry at times. And I've been going through some stuff the past week that has made me very, very angry. But I'm gonna let we flip the script here.
No,
We flipped it. So you ask all the questions, daughter, and I'm gonna
so
answer them.
flipping this script really is not necessarily me grilling you. It's just that we're just having just like you do. We just having a
Yeah, we're
conversation
just having a
with
conversation.
me just pushing you just a little bit more.
Push. I told you I needed a
Because
push. Yes.
that's just who I am, and that's just what I do. And because we are a community of people that made the decision to heal out loud. This is just what we would do on the phone, we just doing right now. That's all. That's all it is. What we would do on
Absolutely,
the phone,
yes.
we just doing right now, only because we want to be unselfish. And sometimes people need to see in real life and in real time that community leaders, advocates, the ones that people don't necessarily see right away, because they're not the people that's getting the accolades. They're not the people that are getting the limelight. They're not the people that's getting
Right,
kind of
right.
push. And those people are content with that because they're not doing it for that. But every now and then, those people that is on the front line need a little push. Sometimes those
Absolutely.
people, and we look at them and we see and we think that they're strong, and they are. We believe
Oh,
that they're
Lord.
strong, and we believe that they got it together, and we believe all these things because of what we are hoping for, because we are lacking it. And those things are all true, but every now and then, those that are on the front line, leaders, community leaders, wherever you see, if you are in a people business and you live your day-to-day life or a 9 to 5, and you purpose to serve people, every now and then you just need a little push, because guess what? Life, my sister reminded me, life, it has always life. It's us who
Mm-hmm.
stop living. It's us
Yeah.
who stop living. It's us who
Mm-hmm.
stop participating. And so this tonight, we're just going to talk about that. I need a little push.
You
And
need a little push.
it's not to look at and examine our whole life. It's just that where you at in this moment, because where you at in this moment does not determine who you are wholeheartedly. It's just where you are in this moment, and it's a moment that can make you great, or is a moment that can break you. And in
Mm-hmm.
between that is I'll use me. And in between that is me standing there, and I gotta make a decision. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
um, do I want to be great? Do I want to go push forward, struggle forward, or do I want to be stagnated? Do I want to choose over here and don't make no decision? Just stay in,
Right.
complaining about it. So the truth of the matter, even during those times where we need that little push, these are the conversations we have to have as leaders, as women, that serve unselfishly. That's what we have to say to ourselves. So when you hear I need a little push, what area that in your life right now that you could think about that you need a little push?
I need a little push when people disrespect me, and I want to respond harshly. And I have done that this week. And so today I talked to myself and I was like, okay, Joy, this is what we're going to do. We're going to try to push everything aside, and because I'm so angry, that's the word I want to use, because I'm so angry with this person. And I want to respond in a way that is fitting and becoming, but sometimes, daughter, it doesn't um come out that way. So my action, so what I'm thinking in my head doesn't line up with how I'm supposed to respond.
So I did an exercise. It's no secret that I'm in the Ladies League of Baltimore. Shout
Yes,
out to my sister.
to the ladies
Um,
league.
especially Lady Michelle, our visionary and leader. Um, you got to sign up for her curriculum. Freedom 3.0 is
Okay.
her curriculum. You got to sign up for it. It's very good. We did an exercise in there, and I'm going to do that with you. So
Okay.
this is not my exercise. This is something that she did, and it blessed my whole life. And
Okay.
I
I
feel
need something to bless my whole
right.
life. Go
It's
ahead.
just fitting. So if you want to give a love offering, you can give that to Lady Michelle, because this is an exercise that she walked us through.
Okay.
So keep in mind the situation you talked about being angry. And so
Hmm.
5 times I'm going to ask you the same question. Five
Okay.
times the same question. Your answer is going to change. But understand, I'm only going to ask you 5 times. What's the significance of five, Grace?
What's
Um,
this? Okay. Go ahead.
significant of five, a spiritual number, which is grace. So let's go back. First, I want you, it's a test. You got this. Push and pass the test. Breathe. That is the, thank you, Lori. That is the first thing we're going to do. I'm going to ask that you inhale and exhale. Okay. Thanks to Lori for reminding us that sometimes we have to take a breather, because we go, 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 and we got a lot pent up, but we don't really hear the
Right.
the main thing. And so that is what I want to struggle to get to the root of. And this is a part of the process of healing out loud. So
Okay.
think of that situation and feeling disrespected. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing, you felt disrespected. So why is being why is responding to being disrespected important to you?
It's important because I have boundaries. And when people cross those boundaries, we all need boundaries. And when people cross that boundary and they're disrespectful, it just strikes something in me and I
Okay.
want to respond.
Okay, so your first thing is boundaries. So
Hmm.
why is boundaries important for you to you?
Boundaries are important because if you don't have, it's like a measuring stick. And boundaries are equivalent to that measuring stick. If people just disregard your boundaries, it is going to cause maybe some anger and those feelings like, oh, you're disrespecting me. Now, this person that I'm talking about,
No,
okay,
let's stick with this
okay,
is about you.
okay, okay,
Okay, so the third one, that was my third time, I think. I need
mm,
somebody in the chat to help me out. We doing this together. I think
yeah,
that was the third time I asked you that. So the first one, the thing that we are paying attention to is you felt disrespected.
hmm,
And I asked
hmm,
why responding to the disrespect was important to you, but you said because of boundaries.
yep,
I
hmm,
asked you why was that important to you? So that was the second one. So I asked you why was that important to you?
hmm.
Having boundaries. I missed it. So can you repeat that? Your
Okay.
answer.
So having boundaries is like having a measuring stick. And so in my life, there are certain areas, certain boundaries that I don't want you to cross. And
Okay.
then, yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
So why is that important to you? Not having people cross your boundaries.
Because I don't want me having all of these feelings of anger and whatever else has been going on with me during the week. I want my life to be peaceful. And
Okay.
because they crossed, it's not right now.
Okay. Number
Mhm.
4. Why is your peace important to you?
My peace is important because it has a lot to do with my mental health. Like
Okay.
my,
Okay.
yeah. Hmm.
Okay. Number
Hmm.
5. Why is your mental health important to you?
Because my mental health is my wealth. I gotta win. I gotta win. That's the new wealth. You know, how I'm feeling here, how I'm functioning, how I'm going about the day. I have to, and it's important. We need to, be responsive to what's going on in our brain and in our heart. That's why it's important.
Okay, Laura, you are on it tonight. Get out my brain, girl. You are on it tonight. So, um, it went the way it was supposed to go. So, this is what I'm going to say to you. And again, her and I is just having a conversation that we would have typically on the phone or
Okay.
off the record. So your peace of mind, you want to win, you want to be basically in my own words, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, you basically just want to be whole, stable, and solid. You want to be at peace. You want to be in your own lane, in your own
Mm-hmm.
zone.
Mm-hmm.
And what Lori, the statement that Lori put in the chat was where I wanted to go,
Okay.
but where you actually took us and don't realize it. At the beginning of I felt disrespected, was a feeling. And then yes, y'all are on it. What's next after the boundaries are set? I'm getting there. Won't y'all get yes?
Give her a chance. Yes. Yes. Yes.
So understand this. The first I'm disrespected. I feel disrespected. The second is my boundaries was compromised. Then
Absolutely.
the third, it was still about people. So this is how you protect your peace. Go
Okay.
back to the first one. Now, this I'm putting my ism on it. I feel disrespected. When you feel disrespected in that moment, you have a decision on how you want to respond to that.
Okay.
You have a decision. Do I want to respond in anger or do I want to respond in love? Because at the end of the day, it's a reflection of who you are. How you show up to any given situation is a reflection on where you are, not the other person. See, the other person will be held accountable for their presentation. So remember, life is about choices. And if life is about choices and we have free will, we can do whatever it is that we want to do. But the one thing we don't get the privilege to do is choose the consequences. Some of us, the consequences are internal. And for some of us, we think the consequences are external. Wherever you are on the spectrum, it brings us all back that there's a decision that needs to be made. And the person that is responsible for making the decision is the person that's stuck between a hard rock and a hard place.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
This person disrespected me. We teach people how to treat us. So although this person has compromised, is this their first time doing it? Or is it their, I'm not asking you to answer it. I'm saying rhetorical. I want you to think about it. Is it the second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time? How many pardons did they get? How many pardons do we give before we just say it just is what it is? It's gonna be what it's gonna be. I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to myself too.
Right.
We talk
How
about we need
many?
a little push, and sometimes the push is we need a little push out our own head, out our
Oh
own
my
thinking.
goodness. Oh my.
Sometimes we need to be pushed out because sometimes we talk ourselves out of the breakthrough. We talk ourselves out of the clarity that we need. We talk ourselves out of the best decision that we know we need to make in that moment. We talk ourselves,
Right.
we think ourselves out
Right.
of it. So my challenge, the push that is taking place is for me to hold up the mirror and ask you to look in that mirror and rewind. What could you have done differently as it relates to you?
Okay. So let me today. So I'm driving in a car and I'm on my way to work. And I said to myself, Joy, you don't want God to catch you in all this ugliness. And I was like, you know, my best friend says that all the time, don't want God to catch you in this ugliness. And, I said that to myself. And all of a sudden, I do this, reverse. Like, I am not cursing today. And I'm trying not to use profanity in 2025. I did awful yesterday. I am going to absolutely be honest. I did awful yesterday. But today I was like, you know what? I am not going to be cursing today. She is not going to put me in a position where I use profanity, where I curse her out, where I let her know, okay, so this is what it is. It's like, I'm telling you, I haven't felt this way in a long time, where I literally wanted to pull up to her house, kick in the door and drag her out. So I was like, you cannot do that, So I absolutely, said to myself, you don't want God to catch you in all this ugliness. I got enough stuff to atone for. So I was calm. So on a scale of 1 to 10, as it relates to calmness today, I was probably an 8, like take it down, take it down, take it down some more, take it down some more. Don't look at your text messages, because she was texting me. And I'm like, I'm not going to block her, you know. So I just kept saying, not going to respond, because had I responded, well, today she didn't text me or anything, but had she texted me, it probably would have threw me back into that whirlwind that I was on, like, like, but I didn't want to be. And I literally went into the bathroom at work 3 times, and said to myself, "You're doing good. You're doing good."
Yeah, see, sometimes
Yeah,
we have to do that. Take a moment and just acknowledge when we have made progress in something.
absolutely.
April said, um, freedom is the recognition of the truth. Y'all are on it today, honey.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
Freedom
is.
is definitely the recognition of the truth. Who truth? Your truth.
My truth.
Um,
That's right. That's right. And also for me, just acknowledging that anger that was there, just acknowledging that, just keeping it a stack. Like, okay, I am very, very angry. And then I saw something on TikTok that made me laugh, and I'm just cracking up. But there, I had moments when I literally cried because I could not respond. I was like, I don't want to. I don't want to, And she said, um, you are really off, or something like that, or, like referring to, like, I guess what that means is, you know, I'm crazy. So that,
Tahara says sometimes we have to take the time out and reevaluate ourselves because as
mhm.
humans, sometimes we're not responsible for our actions. The second part, as humans, sometimes we're not responsible for our actions. Sahara, I need you to put it in the chat what you mean by that before I
Right.
respond to that. I need you to let me know what you
And
mean by that.
let me tell you, she was absolutely in my office yesterday, and she was there today. And I'm sure that she has seen that, that, coming down that slope. There are no razors on the slope. So I'm just coming down. I'm just coming down. I'm just like, and maybe yesterday or the day before, there were some other outside circumstances, because somebody put something through in my bank, and it made my account overdrawn, and I never do that. I am so careful with money. And then maybe it was that, and then this whole thing with her, and I was like, okay. So just like I said, so yesterday I'm like this, and today I'm like, okay, you got this, Joy. You got this. You got this. That's why I went in that bathroom 3 times. Like, you are doing so well. I am so proud of you. I'm talking to myself. Like, you know what? Because what I decided today is that, just like you said, God's going to take care of her. But there is also, I believe in the universe. Folks talk about, oh, I'm going to spin the block. No, you can't spin the block like God can spin the block. So that's what I would say to, anybody else who's going through something. I know he's going to take care of it. And so then my dilemma, daughter, is going to be, do I support her? Because let me tell you, when she goes through whatever it is, that she has to go through, and I have to go through my period of correction for cussing a million times yesterday, the day before that. So there is a period of correction, for both of us. You know,
Have you ever crossed anyone's boundaries?
have I ever crossed anybody's boundaries? I would say yes, I have, because I'm not perfect.
So no, just yes or no. Yes or no. If I know I
Okay,
can,
so
I
now
know I have.
let
Have
me
have you
yes.
ever made anyone angry?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Have you ever caused anyone pain intentionally or unintentionally? Where their feelings were hurt, where they were disappointed, um,
Absolutely. And you know what I did?
where you needed their forgiveness. Hold up. I could not think of a setting where we are not responsible for our actions. We may have been triggered and it may not be our fault, but
Hmm.
it's always our responsibility how we act. The chat is on it tonight. They are on it. Y'all
Yes.
are in my head. Y'all are on it. We going somewhere. So let's push. That's what we doing. I need a little push. So, and that's where we at.
Right.
Um,
I like
so
that.
I'm
I like
asking
that.
I'm asking these questions to get to that.
Okay. Yes, I
So all
have.
your questions were yes. And
Mm-hmm.
so this is what I use as a motivational tool to bring
Okay.
me back to reality. Aunt Peggy always say what is good or bad. LOL.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
April, we hear you and we receive you. This is a something that I do with myself. Um, I ask myself those questions, and that is what helps me make a decision. Because sometimes we got to make as leaders, as servants, as people who live to want to please God, that want God to say, "Well done." We have to be on purpose. We have to intentionally struggle. When we struggle, we have to struggle head on. We have to be
Mm-hmm.
locked in and focused and be able to communicate our way as we are getting out of it. We have to be able to get to a place where we could talk about it so that we can bring
Right.
other people through. So that's why we heal out loud. So that's the
That's
whole
right.
point.
That's why I told you
However,
the other day, I need a push. I need
right.
you to push me.
However,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
there takes a level of accountability when you find yourself feeling unpleasant, when somebody has pissed you off, when somebody didn't make you feel the best on that day. It takes a level of accountability to say, what about this particular situation or this particular person that makes me feel the way that I feel? And most times we will discover the answer isn't anything, doesn't have anything to do with that person or the situation. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it does.
Mm-hmm.
But for those of us that are easily triggered, for those of us that our first when we feel disrespected, when we feel unheard, when we feel like people is playing with us, the
Right.
first thing that you want to do is go hood
Oh
because
my goodness,
that's
daughter.
who we are.
Woo!
That's where we come from. We've
I
rooted
did
it.
go hood. I did. I
We
did.
rooted
Straight
in it.
hood.
That's
I'm
the
I'm
first
gonna
place
tell the
we run
truth.
to. That's where we retreat to because that's where we don't really care about how you feel, what you think in that moment. It's
Right.
just about
Right.
me and how I
Right.
feel and what I think and what I believe in that moment. So we go straight hood. And then once it's over, they go through what they go through, but then now we feel all beat up, and then we like, God, why did I do that? Why did I say
Yes.
that?
Oh my goodness. So let me tell. Yeah.
Why did I act like that?
Why did I react like
Now we
that?
at the throne and we like, God, please forgive me. Oh my goodness. But
Yes.
sometimes some of us, I'll talk about myself, can be so prideful that we don't go back and say, can you forgive me? We just say, God, please help me, Father. And then we're going about our business.
Right.
But
Right.
sometimes in some situations, you got to go back. You got to humble yourself as a leader, as a
Oh my
community
goodness.
leader,
Yes.
regardless of how the other person, this is not about the other person. As
Mm-hmm.
a
Mm-hmm.
woman, as a woman of
Right.
integrity, as a woman with that purpose to wake up, to serve,
Right.
that
Right.
says, for God I live and for God I die on purpose. You have a
Absolutely.
responsibility because we're either going to love you unconditionally or we're not. See, when we have a heart after God, we strive and thrive to love unconditionally. That means no matter what you do, no matter how you come, no matter how you make me feel, I'm still going to love you. Why? Because I understand that there's a lacking. You lack something, and maybe it's something in me that can help you. But if I
Right.
get
Right.
mad because you done pissed me off, you done hurt my feelings, and now I'm like, get out my face, and now I'm just thinking about me. I'm talking about myself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now I'm like, get out my face because it ain't fair. I don't deserve this. The more that I'm in that, this person's still suffering. But I say that I'm the healed one. I'm saying I'm
Mm-hmm.
the chosen one. I'm saying
Right.
I'm the
Right.
one that was equipped. I'm saying I am the one that was put in a position to lead. But yet I can't humble myself enough to see that this person is wounded. I can't humble
Right.
myself
Right.
enough to see that this person is in need. I can't humble myself to know that if I handle this person in love, despite how I feel and despite how this person made me feel, I
Mm-hmm.
gotta show up and love. Why? Because I am a representation of forgiveness. I am a
Absolutely. I am love.
representation of
We all
God's
love.
love. Why?
Mhm.
I've learned to love myself. And because I
Right.
learned to love myself, how dare I hold this hostage? Why? Because I remember. I remember when Jesus called us to do some hard stuff. Thank God he empowered us with the Holy Spirit. Why? Because we ain't got to do it in our own might. We ain't got to do it
Right.
in our own
Right.
strength. But it takes time. You know what you did when you went in the bathroom? You said, Joyce, good job. Joyce, thank you.
Yeah.
You didn't
Yeah.
go off the handle like you wanted to. That's you not. That's you talking to the Spirit in you.
Absolutely. Yes.
Why? Because
And let me say something,
you
daughter.
moved you out of the way and allowed your spirit to humble you enough to shut your mouth and do what you got to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let me tell you, now she didn't hurt my feelings at all. I just,
I know.
let me tell you.
And
So
my feelings been
there
hurt.
is her daughter got involved in the situation. And so she said to me, um, Grandma P, can you just listen to your music? She said, you know that song that you always sing all the time, and it's Corinne Hawthorne. It's called Pray, and it's called In the Morning of I Pray, when I feel like I'm not gonna make it, I pray. That's when you pray, all I can do is pray. That's what the song says. And I said, look at her reminding me that, and she's like, I just I'm pregnant, so I want to be really, really calm. She said, you're the one who's always telling me like the baby's gonna take on my temperament, and if I'm upset all the time. So then she and we had this long conversation, and she said today too. Now that person is her mama. So she said to me today, she was like, I'm really proud of you. She said, because when we were talking, I could hear that you were smiling. She said, you were trying to be angry still, but I could hear that you were smiling. She's like, you're one of the nicest people I know, So I was like, and I did apologize to her, because when I couldn't get to her mama, Lord knows I was coming out my mouth reckless. Hood, very, very hood. And so, yeah, she and I talked today. And I told her, I said, when this started, I immediately thought about her and how she was feeling. I said, I mailed you a gift today. I mean, earlier in the week, she's like, oh my goodness, when am I going to get it? When am I going to get it? But I did say, I will never speak to your mama again. But, I have to look at that situation again. I just want, and I, once again, I'm going back to that anger, which is slowly subsiding. It's just slowly subsiding, like I don't like make faces or anything when I hear her name, or, think about, something. There are some very key people involved in this situation, and I would have to explain myself to them. And what I don't want my actions to be like, wow, is this who she really is? Because it's not. It's not. Everybody, everybody knows. They, like I'm I'm Aquarius. I'm the kindred spirit one, what? This is probably I never, like argue with people and get real hood. I'm like, nobody wants to even deal with that, Like, I will remove myself. But I didn't. I kept going back and forth and back and forth. And then I said, I'm going to tell you one more time, don't call me, don't text me, because I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to kick the door and I'm going to drag you out on the stomp. Real hood, real hood. And I'm telling you, she knows enough about me to know that I would do it if I got that. But see, I'm not, because she's a police person and she would get me arrested. So that's why I was like, whatever. Whatever.
It's funny.
I'm telling you. I'm
But you
telling
know
you,
it's
daughter.
okay,
I
right?
would have put some Timbos on like what? What's up? Like I'm
But
about to pull up.
but you know it's okay, right? You
Yeah.
know it's all right. You human. I know
Yeah.
you are.
That's what I was saying, daughter. That's what I
You're
was saying.
so polite. You're so sweet. But if people know you, there's duality and everything.
It's in me. It's in me. Enemy in
And
me.
sometimes you get to that point. So where the push comes in at for me, from me to you is to uncover what causes you to get there,
Mhm.
because the situation and the person is just is showing you what where you might need to keep working on. And we've been talking about anger for a minute,
Yes.
and
Yes.
talking about boundaries for a minute. The challenge is, um you can pick, choose, and refuse who's in your space.
Right.
You have the freedom to do that. Not everybody is privileged to be in your intimate space, to have an intimate relationship with you. And what I mean by that is have
Absolutely.
these kind of dialogues with you. Not everyone is privileged to know, some of your things. It's just so happened that God
Right.
uses us as a vessel. So people still, to a certain extent, only get just a glimpse of who you are. I'm saying
Right.
that, like for me, in dealing with a situation that, not even a situation, I'll say an experience, and I felt unpleasant, I felt angry, I felt happy, I felt sad, I felt miserable, I was disappointed, I wanted to celebrate, I had all these different emotions. And
Absolutely. I
two,
got something to
it
say.
got to the point where I had to make a decision on what I wanted to give a priority to, because I felt like I was all over the place and I don't like that feeling. And because
Yeah.
I can control my emotions when I want to, and because I can put them in perspective, I found
Mhm.
myself putting them all to the side until I got by myself to be able
Right.
to deal with those emotions. But at the end of the day, I'm still going to go to is, no matter what happens, no matter who we encounter, how we encounter them, when we look in the mirror, the only reflection we see is ourselves, which means we are only accountable um, on how we show up.
Right. Right.
Even if we show up and it's unpleasant, it gotta be, we can't beat ourselves up about it. We can't stay stuck
Right.
in it. We have to own it. We have to take accountability for it, but you gotta move past it. You can't,
True. True.
if we hold ourselves hostage because today we didn't cuss somebody out or whatever, then you give permission for other people to hold you hostage. That's the
Absolutely.
same way with boundaries.
Nobody's gonna do that. Mm-mm.
If you
No.
compromise your own boundaries, you give permission for other people to cross your boundaries. What I
Absolutely.
mean by that is,
Absolutely.
you demonstrated in your communication earlier. You said you seen a text, you didn't answer. You seen a call, you didn't answer. That's boundaries. You know what's going to trigger you. Why would you answer
Right.
the phone if you know that you're not in a space to talk? If you know that you're not in a space to give care and love and understanding and
Right.
empathy,
I wasn't. I
you
wasn't.
and not in that space, why would you answer the phone? See, this
Right.
takes a level of spiritual maturity
Absolutely.
to know
Absolutely.
that you're not ready yet. See, sometimes leaders are so afraid to say, this the kind of day I had. I was jacked up.
Absolutely.
Because we have
Absolutely.
this image that we think the world is attached to and is impressed with. But I'm saying, I'm impressed with real life. I want to see who you are when the pressure is on. I want
Oh
to
my
see who
goodness.
you are when
Yeah.
your back is up against the wall. I want to
Yeah.
see who you really are. It's not when we laughing and joking and having fun. It's who you are when it's unpleasant.
That's
it's,
exactly
it's
right.
who
When you
you
think
are.
nobody can hear you,
Yeah, when you think
when you think
nobody
nobody
can hear
can
you.
hear you or they can't see you,
When you
you
think
know?
nobody can see you. So let me ask you this question.
Okay.
This is about, we need a little push. We just
We
need
need a little
a
push.
little push.
Absolutely.
It's I feel
Push
like
me,
things,
daughter. Go ahead. Push me.
I feel like the Kirk Franklin song, I need you, you need me.
Need me. We're all a part of God. That's
All
right.
right, no
Absolutely.
copyrights. Oh, in the
Agree
chat.
with me. Yes. Yes.
Hold on, let me see what's going on in the chat.
Yeah.
In the chat. Brother, Godfather, yes, I see you, Mr. Patton. I see you. It got gutter. Yes, it did.
Yes, it did get really
Yes,
good.
it did
Love you,
for a minute. That's the
April.
real you in the secret places. Yes, yes, yes. I want to talk about that. That's
Okay.
the real you in the secret places. I want to talk about that because we both agree that character is who you are when you think no one is watching, when you think
Mm-hmm.
no one is
Mm-hmm.
listening. And remember, I said I'm the type of person is I want to see who you are when you're under pressure. I want
Right.
to see you
Right.
all when it's tight. I want to see what kind of decisions you make when you are sad, when you not feeling your best. What kind of
Right.
moves you make when you in that. That's the person I want to see. I
Right.
want to get to know because all of us have our days.
Yes, we do.
All of
Yes,
us
we
have
do.
our days.
Right. I don't have
Because
many days like that, daughter. I don't have many days like that.
chill.
Yeah. If you talk to people for the most part, they're gonna say the same thing. She's always laughing, singing, like having her own private party in her head. But there are times when I'm angry and my words will get violent. Violent. That's the word I want to use. My words will get violent, but I know that I can't step over that edge. They got a lot of people, down Central booking for assault one, assault two.
So
You
why
know,
do your words get violent? Why do your words get violent?
um,
Where does that come from?
where does that come from? Oh my good, North Carolina, my daddy. I'm not gonna blame him, but so it's just a lot of times, you know, I'm so reserved and just, you know, happy. But if I'm not, like you said, if that person crosses my boundaries, pushes the right buttons, you know, I'm not gonna be Joyce anymore. I'm just gonna be Peggy. I'm just she crazy. She's crazy at times. And what I wanted to say about all of these emotions. So my first lady, like tonight after I get off, I'm gonna get on, and it's the Sarah, daughters of Sarah. And that's what we always talk about. So she'll ask people, so how are you feeling today? What kind of emotions are you having? And then she'll say, so what does that tell you? So every emotion that I mentioned tonight tells me one thing, that there's something in my life that needs my attention. Yep. That's what those emotions, that anger, all of that kind of stuff. Something needs my attention. So I need to move to the side. I need to chill a little bit. That's exactly what I did today. Open. I didn't close it. Open it. Yeah, yeah. I just, I need to address whatever that anger is, so that it doesn't interfere with my mental stability and I don't carry that junk into tomorrow. So I didn't carry it in from Tuesday night to Wednesday. I'm not going to carry it from Wednesday to Thursday or Thursday to Friday. And I know over the weekend I'm not going to carry it because I'm going to be um, at a protest for the young man who died as a result of a medical incident. And he kept asking to go to the hospital. I'm trying to contact his family so that they can come and, speak and just have something to say. We're going to be protesting for DPW workers. And oh, no, none of this mess is going into my weekend. No.
That's right.
Yes.
Where are you at with your book?
I have been working diligently. So I was in the bathroom this morning and I grabbed my phone and I'm like, I'm just taking notes, because once I see those key words, I can tell a whole story with one word. So I am absolutely, I'll be done very, very shortly, daughter. I will be done. You hear that, sister? I will be done. Yes, I will be done. You know,
Yes, you know she's always here, always watching, no matter where she
yeah,
is, and
absolutely. Yes. And
she's
I am,
always watching.
you know, a lot of times I'll hear something and it will trigger a thought in me, you know, from years and years and years ago, you know, and I'll be like, go write that down. Because you're going to have to touch on that in the book. You're going to have to, you know, it's like, so I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, I was thinking about your book. I was like, daughter wrote that book. It takes one to know one. I was like, oh my goodness. Because a lot of times, like I'll look in the mirror and say, I am my father's daughter today. And sometimes I don't want to be because it's just, it's not a bad thing, but
I say the same thing. I don't say my father. There are some days where I say that I am my mother's child. I know I want. There's a certain attitude that I get, and I get it honestly from my mother. And when I say that to myself, it reminds
oh
me
my goodness,
of
I get
myself.
mine from my dad. My mother was yeah.
It's
She
just
was,
about.
my mother was
I like what
so chill. Yeah.
in the chat. I like Hold on, let me put my glasses on.
Yeah, I know my glasses are
Mr.
on.
Patton said, that's life, that darkness in the light. And while we may try to suppress the darkness, it still shows us. And it
Wow.
definitely do. And that's why I chose this kind of platform, so that we can begin to heal out loud, so that we can have a place where we feel safe enough to be authentic, not just
With
show
each other, that's
pleasantries
right.
of
Oh, I
ourselves.
can tell you anything. The
Yeah,
folks
yeah, no
listening,
doubt.
and most of them know me, so they
Yeah, no
know
doubt.
what
No
kind of
doubt.
person I am. I mean,
Yeah, no
I'm
doubt.
just honest. You know, I
Yeah,
will get so mad. I will be like, okay, girl, if you don't stop before you have a heart attack.
right.
And
Then
that's how I've been, you know, this week. Oh, God, he's working on that thing though. I'm telling you, he about to spin the block on her. He
I
might
know
spin
that's
it
right.
on me too.
I want to, before we end, I just want to get through these chats. Tahara said, I believe my words get violent, just an expression. It's all just all it's just basically my words, just a freedom of expression. I'm just saying that. Oh
Mhm.
yeah, we know that. We know that y'all, but however, understand that words have power.
Right,
Life and
exactly.
death is
And
in
and
the
so let
power
me
of
tell
the
you,
tongue.
yeah, I
So we
talked about that
definitely
the other day.
Right. We
How
definitely have to be careful of the words that proceed out of our mouth, and
this,
understand your words are like a boomerang. The
oh my
words that you
goodness,
speak to another, it will come back to you, because you are speaking to someone who is a reflection of you. You just don't
absolutely.
see that that person is a reflection of you, because there is something that is lacking, that is causing a disconnect. If we are,
Yes.
there's only one God, and there is only one species of a body of people that are titled and labeled, that are separated as man and or woman. And if you are created in either or man or woman, then you
Hmm.
are going to have um the liberty to express yourself in any kind of way that you see fit, but understand it comes with consequences, great consequences.
Absolutely,
You will
absolutely.
be held accountable for the words that you utter.
My
We have
goodness,
to be
absolutely. Yeah,
we
yeah.
definitely have to be careful about the words that we speak. Miss Prince said, learned behaviors from our environment, our community, our home life. That's what she
Hmm.
said when you were talking about your dad, that you get it
Hmm.
honestly. It just comes from where your how you were brought up and what you
Hmm.
are
Yeah,
accustomed.
but I'm more like my mom, you know, in that I am a kindred spirit, but I have my days. I have my days when I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, so
no
I'm
doubt.
fed up, not to hear all the way up there in the ceiling, you know, and
Yeah.
and then it'll come out, you know, but I try not to um allow it to live in me. And I truly am a light. I truly am a light. But
You
we all
are,
have
you
a bit of
are.
darkness in us. We all have a bit
You
of
are,
darkness.
and
Yeah.
yeah, we it's duality and everything, and I don't even want to really give too much attention to that, because the truth of the matter, when we are healing out loud, we are just at a place where we are willing to be transparent and all
Absolutely. Our stuff is
the,
on display because we're
right.
talking about it. Yep.
All it's saying is that we are just willing to give our information, our personal information,
Mm-hmm.
away freely without blame, shame,
Right.
guilt.
Exactly.
Because
Absolutely.
somebody has to be the representation of what does the process look like. If you find yourself in a place where you need a little push, this is have a conversation, pick up the phone. We
Pick up the phone.
oftentimes talk ourselves out of our breakthrough. I don't want to call this person because they're going through X, Y, and Z. Now you are making a decision for somebody else. Now you're taking options away for somebody else. If you find yourself in a place where you need a little encouragement, it's not going to, you're not going to snap your fingers, not going to come. Pick up
Right.
the phone and tell somebody, look, I'm having one of them days. It definitely takes a village. Now, if you
Yes.
Peter Pan or Tinkerbell or Superman or Spider-Man or Batman, and that's how you living, all right. But for us human beings, mere
That's right.
mortal human
That's
beings
right.
that is choosing to live. We say life, like my sister reminded me, life. It's us who stop living. Those
That's
of us
right.
who is choosing to be participants in this thing called life and get the fullness of the
Mm-hmm.
experience, we're going to go through it all.
And
It's
we can't avoid it. We
and
can't
we can't
avoid it,
avoid it,
daughter. We
but
can't.
it builds character. It will build your character. It will strengthen you. It will empower you. It will build your spirit. It will help bring peace to the thoughts that sometimes is chaotic. We all
Mm-hmm.
have them.
Absolutely.
It's just that some of us have gotten to a place where we can control them because we are self-aware. And so if you find yourself in that place where you need that little push, where you need that encouragement, you can always go to What's Up Baltimore with Conversations with Joy B. She always rocking and rolling. She always have an encouragement word. She's always telling her business. She's
That's right.
and unapologetically
They know
just
all of it now, daughter.
not
They
all
know
of
all
it,
of it.
but
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
enough to help you get through, just enough to let you know that she understands, just enough to let you know that, hey, I'm human too. I
That's
go
right.
through
That's
life.
why I'm very, very vocal about my past drug use because somebody's going to hear that and say, darn, Joey was on drugs. Absolutely, I was. Was past tense, not no more. So, if somebody hears something that I say or something that I went through and how like, oh my goodness, like she was in this race and I kept telling myself, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. And guess what? That's what happened. That's what happened. So, I'm going to tend to my emotions. I'm watching. I'm watching. I'm saying I saw what needed my attention, on Monday and Tuesday, So I'm Gucci now. I'm Gucci.
I'm Gucci. Okay. We is Gucci. I love it. I love it. And so I just want to thank you for sharing your process.
You're
Um,
welcome,
Something
daughter. You're
fresh
welcome.
that you just went through, that you had to endure. I definitely appreciate you being willing to share and even walk us through your process of how you what you learned from it, and
Mhm.
how and what you are choosing to do with it. I know I appreciate it, so I know the people in the chat definitely appreciate it. I just want to remind everybody, next time we're gonna have to tell people take notes or something so that they could grab what
Yeah.
they can grab, especially about that anger piece and especially about communication and understanding your boundaries. Know when it's time to communicate and know
Right.
when it's not time. A little. All right, I got to put my glasses back on now.
Yes. You know what, daughter? We gotta really, really talk about when we need to like have a part two because what happens when you express your boundaries very clearly, very precisely, and people still do it.
This is a no-brainer. Deuces.
Yep, absolutely.
It's no need to be this is no need. A little listen to the that title, a little push, preparing us strategically, helping. It
Yes.
goes a long way. Thank you, ladies. A little push, I will push you right on out of my space. If you cannot
Who
respect,
said
no, real
that?
talk. Push,
April.
no, I said it. That's me.
Yeah.
That's me. I will
Absolutely.
push you right out of my, I will give you more than a little push. I will give you a
Mm-hmm.
big push out of my space. Understand this. You are setting the boundaries, and the boundaries is not really for the person, it's for you
It's
to
for
protect
me.
you.
Absolutely. You're
For
right.
you to
You're
protect you.
absolutely
Now
correct.
understand, because we recognize that we're still human, we still got our isms. We
Oh,
still got our
yes.
little isms. So
Oh, my
understand that. So
goodness.
the boundaries is put in place so that you can know how far to go.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when the other person decides to cross the boundary one time, here's your warning, because
Right.
we got to teach people how to treat it. Now, if you become a repeated offender, or you look like you about to become a repeated offender, see you
Absolutely.
later. Why? Because you're not ready to participate in my life. You're not, no, I ain't gonna say
Absolutely.
life. You're not ready to be a participant in my space.
Right. And I'm going to
Remember
have to
at the
put some
beginning,
space between me and you.
yes, remember at the beginning you said you wanted to protect your peace. I can't protect
Absolutely.
my peace if I'm still allowing this person to cross the boundaries that clearly I communicated.
That's
Clearly
exactly.
I am sincere about it. If you can't respect that, then you cannot. And the more I invite you and welcome you to become a repeated offender, guess what that says about me? I don't respect my own boundaries.
Absolutely. You set them for nothing. They mean nothing. You know?
See you later.
That's
That's
right.
that's the answer to your question.
Mm-hmm.
Flat out. See you later. Why? Because my peace is everything to me today.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's
I'm gonna
right.
protect my peace, because why? I even gotta protect my peace from me sometimes. Lord, come get me. Because sometimes I choose certain emotions I want to be in. Sometimes I choose to be stubborn. And sometimes
Okay.
I
Okay.
can be a little bit too much. God, come get me.
Like on purpose, you do, daughter? You
Oh,
choose
yes.
to.
Sometimes I'm intentional.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Oh, yes. I can be on, like I'm true. I'm real. I'm human, and I'm not gonna make an excuse, but I'll give a reason to it, because sometimes
That's
I
right.
need you to know, don't play with me.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. If I didn't say that 1,000, I said, do you understand? This is not the comedy club.
But
That's
I'm
not
gonna
what
play
we're
some, like,
doing.
before we close. And we're gonna do a part two, because
Yes.
the push really wasn't pushing the way that I wanted to push, but it pushed
Well, you
the way
pushed me,
God,
daughter. You
the
pushed me.
push
Yes.
was the way God wanted it to go. But listen,
Absolutely.
this is
That's
what
right.
I want to say, and I'm gonna let you say, no, I'm gonna let you go ahead. Say, is there anything that you want to say to anybody out there that is listening? There is a lot of participation from the chat, definitely.
Yes. I'm loving that. I'm loving that. Um, I just want to say that it is okay to sit down and deal with one emotion at a time. It is okay. It is okay. So if I'm feeling anger and frustration, you know, and I don't want depression to creep in. So I'm gonna just like pull back a little bit, deal with the anger, deal with the frustration, and then I'll be back. I have to tell myself sometimes walk away, and walk fast. Don't
That's
walk
right.
slow, walk away and walk fast. So that's just what I want to say, daughter. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I,
what's up. Yeah, you I thank you for that, because sometimes some people need a plan A, a step A, a step B, a step C. Just telling them sometimes don't always work. So I definitely appreciate you explaining that and giving us tools,
mhm.
realistic tools that we can apply to our lives. I definitely appreciate the chat for always coming through. What
Yeah.
I need you to do in the chat, it only will take a second, is that you click that like button. Do
Click the
that.
like
Do
button.
something
Yes.
different. It'll only take you a minute. Click that like button. We're going somewhere. I'm trying to tell you, and I need you to continue to push me and push that like button for sure. Because I don't want to know that you're still watching it. I want to know that you like it as well. I
That's
know that you in the
right.
chat and you're
Like
participating, but
it.
I need your vibrations. We going somewhere. We doing some things. As
Yes.
always, I definitely appreciate everyone in the chat. You could have been anywhere you desired to be, but you chose to push forward with us on today. And I thank you, Winsome. I see you, my dear. Yes, yes, already did, sis. Yes, 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 yes. I love it. And to
Yeah.
everyone else who have been participating, who have been pushing forward with us, who have been giving advice, who have been giving shout outs, understand that your words ignite something. It creates an energy that helps the person that
That's
wants
right.
to express themselves. It's just like a preacher. They always say, set the atmosphere for the preacher to preach easy.
Oh yeah.
This is the same thing. We might not be behind a pulpit, a physical one, but understand that every time we open our mouths, we are, in fact, using our spiritual pulpits to give to
That's
you
right.
that which God has given to us. And that's just simply a place to grow. Become self-aware and know who you are. That way, when you think, feel, and believe a way about a thing, then you can put that thing in perspective and no one has to do it for you.
That's
Shout
right.
outs to Lori for definitely coming through in the chat with her good questions. Miss
Thank
Prince,
you, Lori.
Mr. Pat, and Miss Lady Winsome, and Michelle, and Aaron, and Tahara. They definitely, girl, you came through with
And
your words.
April.
Yes, with your words. I definitely, yes. Like. Until next time, continue to push forward with me as I push forward with you. And as I always say, if you're not pushing forward, you're moving backwards. Say it out loud. Forward
That's right.
ever, backwards never.
Would
We're
never,
only
never.
going backwards as a frame of reference to help us propel to the next level, or even help us to remind us so that we can make a difficult decision while we're having difficult conversations. If you have not purchased your copy of It Takes One to Know One workbook and journal and people pusher, I need you to do that today. And after
Please.
you do that, I need you to go on my Facebook page, Pushing Forward, and register for the book signing that will take place on January the 18th. All the information is in the link when you register. The address, the location, all of that will be there. The first person that registered tonight, I will give them a free book, signed, sealed, and I will give it to you in your hand. Matter of fact, I'm flipping it. The first person to go on my website, pusherlife.org, and take the pledge, healing 1 million people, one person at a time. The first person that goes on tonight, I will give you a signed copy of It Takes One to Know One and People Pusher, and you will have that to bring with you so that I can sign it and answer your questions. Again, I cannot do this without you all. Until next time, we will have a part two. We definitely will have a part two. So same time, same day, Wednesdays at 6:30 is your girl,
6:30.
People Pusher. I will see you next week. Thank you for tapping in. I appreciate everyone. Mother, stay on. Don't go all the way off.
Okay.
So kind of
Trivia's Inspirational Radio would like to inform you that the views, thoughts, and opinions expressed in the following show are solely the sentiments of the participants of the show. Trivia's Inspirational Radio Network is not responsible for content. As always, thanks for watching and enjoy the show.